Hey, it's Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and this evening I'm joined by.
Luana D'Ameto from Crypta.
It's great to chat to you this evening. Echoes of the Soul gets released in a couple of hours, even not I was going to say days, hours. How excited are you that release day is finally here?
Very excited. It's gonna be finally out to the public to see if people are gonna like it or not, and very nerve-wracking sometimes to think on this. Like finally, the work that we have been waiting for so long will be released, and yeah, it's good to know that it's finally gone for us. Everyone will have access, so it's not a mysterious thing anymore.
Yeah, brilliant. Like I said, I've only really been listening to the last couple of days. It's absolutely brutal and fantastic. I can't get enough of it. But you're going to get asked this
Thank
question a lot, probably, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Which track on the album is your favourite today and why?
My favorite today and why? I think my favorite one's still the first one we released, From the Ashes. To me, it's the one that better represents the band. It has the melodic parts of our album that we certainly have more. We have solos enough in that song to represent the rest that it comes, and also some parts that are more directed to death metal, even some black metal in it. So I think it represents the how diverse the album can be in its entirely. But yeah, I start From the Ashes and Starvation because it's just faster.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's absolutely diverse. It's powerful, full of menace and intent. How different would you say it is to your previous work with Nervosa?
I would say it's musically much better also because we had this pandemic and we weren't playing any gigs or doing anything but working as musicians and for the band. So I myself practiced more and I had the time to learn some stuff that I have always been wanting to play in an album but didn't have the time to make me comfortable enough to record something like that. So yeah, I'm glad that I had the time to improve myself in some areas and recorded something that is better than I did before. Nothing impressive, but to me better than it was before. So yeah, hope that the next album that will come also keeps in this track. You know, that we have the time to always be improving and giving little steps towards even better musicality if we can.
Brilliant. I mean, a few musicians have said already to me that because it's been the pandemic and they've been in lockdown, that they've already written the second album. Is that the same sort of thing with you guys then, that you've already got shitloads of material ready?
Right now, we're not writing a new album yet because we're working on the release of this one. Like there's so much stuff. Yeah, there's so much stuff to do. Like for the release of this album to promote this one, that we're just taking our times to do this job, and just afterwards maybe things get calm down a little bit. You know, people are gonna listen to the album and everything is gonna calm down a little. Then we can start thinking on a new record already and start writing the new songs, which we have ideas, like lots of ideas. We have like a folder on a
Yeah,
drive that it's just like a bunch of ideas from everyone. So we just need to take the time to put this stuff together.
brilliant. So, due to COVID restrictions, do you plan to do like an live album stream at some point, or is there a possibility to get out and tour at the moment?
We want to. We have many plans actually for this year that involves recording new things that we can promote the album with, because we still have some things that are going to be released that we already recorded. But you know, it's always great if you can record more and do more diverse stuff, so people have all sorts of videos to see, really. But it all depends on the pandemic, because for that we need to travel. We all live very far from each other, and it involves it involves everything: traveling, planning, lots of money, and a crew to do stuff with us. So we'll see. It might happen this year or it might not. We really have no idea. We just have the plans.
Absolutely. Going to the album cover, that's totally old school death metal. Do you plan to have that displayed around your home somewhere?
Thanks for the comment, by the way. That was exactly the idea. We're happy when someone comments the idea that we had behind the cover art. And unfortunately, I do not have it yet displayed somewhere in my home, but I pretend to print and, frame it somewhere in my rehearsal place.
Brilliant. I mean, it has been a hell of a nightmare with this COVID-19, especially in Brazil. Has it been a major concern to release the album during this crazy time, or do you think it will benefit you releasing it while we are still, a lot of us are in lockdown still?
I think the only positive thing about COVID for us was that we had time to really practice the songs, and that we had time to prepare ourselves to do the things we did. But except for that, I would say it's pretty negative for us, because it's pretty sad to release the album and not be able to do a release tour, or uh, a release gig even in Brazil, for example, with like a lot of people just watching us play the entire album with some guests and stuff. It would be really awesome to do that, and we unfortunately can't. And also, the process of the recordings were very nerve-wracking, because we had to take lots of care with everyone. Everyone has someone at home that they don't want to spread the virus to, like older people, like I do with my parents here. So everyone wearing masks as much as we could on studio, and testing, and everyone in a lockdown. So yeah, it made everything much more difficult, and stressing. On top of, recording an album is already tricky. But we did it. We did it as safe as we could possibly do in the situation we were.
Okay. So you're a phenomenal drummer. Can you play any other instruments, and do you growl like Fernanda? Can you growl like her?
Thanks for that. I'm trying my best, but I cannot growl like Fernanda or play anything else. Actually, just drums. Really, just hitting stuff.
So at what age did you first become interested in metal, and what inspired you to join a metal band?
I started when I was 11, 12 years old. I watched lots of MTV at the time. That was the only musical thing that I knew about. My parents are not very involved with music, or so I didn't have anything coming from them about music. So yeah, I would get the music videos that were metal music videos that were being released at the time on TV, like Slipknot and Korn and new metal. Really, that was what was trendy at the time that I started. That pretty much made me want to play drums and keep going on metal and finding out other stuff in metal. But yeah, it all started with MTV and new metal.
Okay. Well, of course, you're still young and that, and you're going to have lots of highlights, I'm sure, in your career. But is there any that stands out specifically at the moment?
That stands out in my
In your
career,
live,
or like the band.
in your live performances and that. What
Uh,
sticks?
I would I would say playing in Rock in Rio was my highlight in my entire life. It's something that every Brazilian musician wants to and seeks for doing, and have reached the point that we were invited to play there, and we played on a good spot in a nice stage. That to me is one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing I achieved in my life.
Yeah, so far, but like I say, you're still young, so there's many festivals and everything to look forward to, I'm sure. Is it difficult though at times to be a female drummer in mainly a male-dominated sort of genre?
It can be. I would say the majority of the people that listen to metal are pretty regular and normal. I would say, like in the sense that they're respectable, and don't segregate or do anything negative about it. But there's still a minority that is making work difficult. That kind of person that works on a stage and, for example, needs you to put another man to talk with them to kind of sort stuff out. Because if you talk to them and you say that you need something else, or that the gear that they put is not even close to what the band needed and stuff, they just don't listen, or don't give as much attention as they would if it was a guy saying the same thing. Because we're not taking as professionally sometimes for some people, but it's really a majority. It doesn't happen often. It's just sad when it happens, because you see that some people really don't treat you the same. that you're not as professional and serious about your music as any other band would be.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I've been into metal a hell of a long time, and it's phenomenal the amounts of female vocalists and drummers that are out there. It has changed. It's getting a lot better for sure, and I think a lot of my favourite bands are female vocalists, like Arch Enemy, stuff like that. You know, so yeah. The band's logo is really cool. Have you got that as a tattoo yet?
Sorry, as a what?
The band's logo is really cool. Do you plan to have that as a tattoo?
Ah, I don't know if I plan to have it as a tattoo. I've been imagining it, but I don't know if I will actually do it. But thanks for saying that the logo is very nice. We like it a lot.
Definitely do it. Okay. So do you have any drumming goals? I mean, do you have, like, I don't know, what can I think? Like, how fast you play? Do you want to play faster, or what's your drumming goal?
I have many drumming goals. Like I have a list of things that I always practice trying to reach my goal. Like till the end of this year, I have to have reached these and these and these. Otherwise, I'm failed as a drummer. But yeah, I have this sort of stuff. Like for example, playing as fast with my left hand as I play with my right hand, or playing as fast with both hands, and also being able to accentuate with both, which I'm better with my. Of course, my right hand is always better. Or reach certain speed with my double bass, or be able to do these kinds of fills for transitions in the future. So yeah, I have lots of little things, but I'm studying them as much as I can now that we have time for doing this.
Brilliant. So who is your favorite drummer?
Without a doubt, Eloy Casagrande from Sepultura. I think he's the best drummer that has ever existed.
I kind of knew you were going to say that. Okay, next
Yeah.
one then. If you were stuck in quarantine for a month, which musician, dead or alive, would you have with you?
Stuck in quarantine. I think it's funny that you said dead or alive with me, because it immediately reminded me of Dead or Alive, the band. So if I could choose someone that is already dead, I would probably choose Pete Burns from Dead or Alive. It's my all-time. It's my all-time idol. I have like all Pete Burns stuff, book, vinyls, VHS, everything.
Really?
So, yeah. So I'm the biggest fan of Dead or Alive. So if I could choose someone, I would meet Pete Burns. I would be very happy. I would tattoo him if I could.
That's so cool. Different, but cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one then. If one of the songs from Echoes of the Soul could appear on a soundtrack or TV series, which one would you choose?
I think I would choose Dark Night of the Soul. I think it has more of an atmosphere for maybe putting on something that would go on a series or TV or stuff. I think the other ones are too direct to go as a soundtrack.
Awesome. So who do you think has influenced the world of metal more than anyone else?
The world of metal, or like
Well, yeah, the world. Who do you think is it? Yeah.
Damn. I have no idea. I never thought of this. No, it's just a blank in my mind. It's just void. Void. So I'm gonna say the Death. I'm gonna say Death. I think they made something that no one would ever expect in metal, especially in death metal. I think it's a completely new take on metal that still are about to be seen again. Someone that does anything like that again. So I would say Death.
Brilliant answer. Okay, can you finish this sentence? Everybody needs your band in their life because
damn it. I think because it's nice, straightforward death metal, and everyone needs to listen to death metal and put their rage out somewhere, listening to something angry. I don't know. I'm so out of answers for this. Sorry.
All right, this is the final one now. Okay, can you tell me why we should check out Echoes of the Soul, and do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Well, it's our first album, our debut, so pretty much our own characteristics and personality are into that album. It's the first thing that we could put out, so I think everyone should check out that and see if they like, if they don't, and have their own opinion on our album. It would be really awesome. We would like that very much. And yeah, thanks for the interview. Thanks for everyone that will watch and listen to the interview too. And if you want to follow us on social media, it's Crypta. We post everything that we're doing there. I'm Luana C. Da Metal on social media. And yeah, I think that's all.
All right, thanks.